is our honor to be with you. We want to thank the organizers of the event for having us here and for the effort of putting this together. It is so significant. So thank you for taking us into account and inviting multiple candidates. And it is our team. So we have Lori and Angie and Adam, and we have Regina and Tammy over here. So if you guys wouldn't mind giving a hand to our team as well.
Thanks. It's a first.
We have been impacted by Senator Mastriano in ways that mean beyond what we could have ever asked for. In 2020, when we were in the midst of a pandemic, we were trying to navigate the system. We run, as immigrants, it's easy to say these days or any time in your lifetime you're a business owner, but as an immigrant in the United States, you have to work really, really hard to create a business. A little harder, maybe because the resources, the knowledge, the language, it takes a lot more, a lot longer to come to those things so that you can run a business off the ground. We had the privilege of running a company with friends of ours, and during the year 2020, when we were trying to understand based on what was labeled essential or non-essential, we couldn't figure out, this big database full of colors with all kinds of labels, and finally we get to a point where, okay, we are considered essential. Our business was considered essential, but then half of our customers were considered non-essential. That triggered for us to have to realize that we had to call our elected officials. And from there, I came to the conclusion that I didn't know who my elected officials were by name. During that research, I came across a gentleman who was doing these fireside chats, Dog Mastriano. And he was actually more responsive to our messages than my own senator or representatives. And I had no idea who he was. I just knew he was actually answering my questions about how to get to certain parts of the system, just in general, questions that I just was so blown away that a gentleman we didn't know us, he didn't ask where we lived to see if we fell in his district as constituents to help us. And the other part was too, when we met him in person, he didn't ask, were you born here or somewhere else? That didn't make a difference. He literally greeted us and made us feel like family. And that was just so heart-touching for us that somebody would actually take the time to even remember our names. And then the next time we saw him again, he actually remembered us by name.
Awesome.
And the more and more we got some guidance from him on how to get involved, because we got to the point where not only did we want our business to continue thriving or surviving in that point, but also what can we do as naturalized American citizens? We feel that God didn't bring us from different parts of the world to the best country that there is in the entire planet to see it fall apart.
Amen.
And I just believe that God has given us a special blessing to make history in this time of the United States, because we have something that we can give and bring to our American brothers and sisters. We are in a time where we need hope, where people need hope, and they need encouragement. And I feel that in our countries, we've had to work so hard. We've seen our families, generation after generation, literally put their sweat and tears into building small dreams. And because of government systems, it's hard to see those dreams really, really flourish. But we get that blessing here. Dog fought overseas for over 30 years, defending the freedom. And that freedom, a lot of times when we come from other countries, we think that freedom is material things. We think about the American dream. And do me a favor, please raise your hand if you thought the American dream was having a home or becoming a citizen or just having a job in the United States if you weren't born here. Like, just the fact of being a homeowner, that was the American dream when you were back home. And then you come here and you realize, wow, I really got to do this. I got to put my kids through college. I get to either have a job I can go to every week and get paid. I don't have, like, we have family members that have jobs back home where they get work for a week and then they don't know how long it'll be until they'll come by another good project or work that they know it's gonna be steady. And anyway, so we reflect back on all of that, and then we are here, and we are so grateful for the service that Senator Mastriano has done, that he is passionate about rebuilding families,
Come on.
restoring freedom, and reviving the economy. Because without all of that, and without the freedom of having the ability as parents to choose what education we want for our children, if we can and have the opportunity to run a business, and freedom in general, medical freedom, we can go into so many details about freedom. Without freedom, the American dream will not be possible. The American dream will die. And Doug gave his life, entire life, with his wife overseas. Doug knows what it's like to leave home and be in other countries, surrounded by another language and a different culture. He understands us. And Doug promises that as he moves forward with our support, he will remember that as we continue building and preserving and building a stronger Pennsylvania, our children that we love so much, just like he loved his son and his family, will be able to enjoy the freedoms. Restoring freedom, it's important. You had a minute ago here. Restore freedom. So some of you may be familiar with this here. And it seems like such a cliche or a phrase that, restore freedom and freedom and freedom. But really, let's come back to the basics. Without freedom, we have nothing left. And so with your support, with our support, we can make sure that our children will be able to enjoy the American freedom that we came to, that others fought and defended for so many years before us. And then lastly, we just want to say, we're passionate about family, we're passionate about faith, God, and country, and our values just clearly align to the plans of Senator Mastriano and his vision for Pennsylvania. And so, if you have any questions, we'll be here. We have Spanish and English materials. Now, if you know Latinos that you work with, or your kids go to school with, or you have neighbors, and you want to take something home with you today, come see us. We'd love to hand it over to you, and we also love to talk to you in person if you'd like to say hi. I'll pass it on to you.
Well, you say everything very well. Thank you so much for having us here. Like my wife said, we're gonna be here for a couple more minutes. If you have questions about the Latino strategy for when he's gonna be a governor, just talk to us. We have material. God bless you, everybody, and thank you so much for having us here.